Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to unpack for you could change how you think about the viral headlines you've been seeing. You may have seen bold claims plastered across social feeds and videos shouting "no waiting, no limits." Chase Bank IQD exchange now active, and that phrase alone can spark hope, excitement, panic, or a rush to action. In this video script, I'll walk you through everything: the claim, what it would mean if true, how real banks operate in situations like this, the simple facts you must know before you touch a single coin or note, and a clear step-by-step set of actions you can take today to protect yourself and act smartly. I promise plain US English, no jargon and no pressure, just straightforward guidance so you can decide for yourself. I'll also reveal the truth behind the viral headlines and explain why seeing a flashy announcement or a social media post is not the same as official verification. If you hold Iraqi dinar, if you know someone who does, or if you run a community that talks about currency news, this video is for you. Stick around until the end, not because I want your watch time, but because the last few minutes contain a practical checklist that will save you time, stress, and possibly money. You'll finish this video knowing exactly what to do, what to ask, and how to separate hype from reality. Today's top-line claim on many channels reads like a dream: no waiting, no limits. Chase Bank IQD exchange is active. That message is emotional and immediate, and it's crafted to get you to act now. In this portion of the script, I'll explain why that phrasing has power. No waiting taps into years of frustration for people who have been holding Iraqi dinar and watching for a chance to convert it. No limits sounds like liberation from caps and hurdles that have kept many holders stuck for years. Those words sell a picture of instant access, full freedom to act, and a bank that has opened its doors to handle a flood of customers wanting to trade IQD. If that were true, the economic and emotional impact would be huge for individuals and communities who have been waiting. That kind of announcement would also change how mainstream financial institutions, currency markets, and exchange desks behave. But before you let that headline become the script for your life, we must treat those words with scrutiny. Catchy phrases are designed to create immediate reactions. My aim here, and what this video aims to do for viewers, is to slow that reaction down and replace it with a clear, calm check of facts, a realistic view of logistics, and a safe plan forward. Let's step back and look at what would have to be in place for a major bank to truly open a public exchange for Iraqi dinar. Operationally, a bank would need to update its internal systems, retrain staff, update compliance and anti-money laundering procedures, coordinate with correspondent banks and clearance systems, and publish clear official guidance for branches and customers. A public-facing announcement would typically be posted on the bank's official website, emailed to customers, and distributed through official press channels. The bank would also likely coordinate with central banks and regulators if a currency that has been thinly traded is suddenly made available at scale. Beyond logistics, there's the matter of liquidity. The bank would need reliable sources to convert IQD into widely used currencies like USD, and it would need to ensure that the exchange could be executed without exposing the bank or its customers to unusual risks. In short, real activation is more than a social post. It's a coordinated, formal process. That's why the steps you take after seeing a viral claim matter: verification, confirming official bank communications, and understanding the actual procedures you'll be expected to follow if you decide to move forward. Now, let's talk about verification, how to check whether an announcement is real. Start with the bank's official website and official social media channels. If a major bank initiates a new service, they will post it in the news or press release area of their website and often send notifications to account holders. Call a verified phone number listed on the bank's website, not a number on the viral post. Visit a branch in person if you can. Check regulatory and consumer protection sites for alerts or confirmations. Search multiple reputable news sources that have a record of accurate financial reporting. If you see only videos, forum posts, or social media clips saying the bank is open for IQD exchanges but find no official bank statement or credible press coverage, treat the claim as unverified. Verification is not optional, it's essential. When money and emotions are involved, rushing to act on unverified claims is where people make mistakes. Use a checklist, official bank site, official phone numbers, reputable financial media, and regulatory consumer alerts. If those items are missing, the claim is probably rumor-driven. Let me walk you through what a real, official Chase or other major bank IQD exchange process might look like for an individual if it were genuine. First, the bank would likely require customers to provide valid identification and documentation, often matching anti-money laundering rules. Second, there would probably be an account or service setup step. You might need an account in local currency or an international account. Third, you could be directed to a specific branch or to a corporate desk that handles specialist foreign currency transactions. Fourth, the bank would clearly state limits or fees, and if a bank truly announced no limits, that claim would still be explained in detail with readable policies about thresholds, processing times, and exchange rates. Fifth, a true service would be accompanied by clearly published exchange rates and possibly a notice about how long it could take to settle large transactions. All of those details would be visible and verifiable through official channels. In this video, you want to convey to your audience that yes, here's how it would work, but also stress that they must not assume the viral headline equals a full, risk-free service. Look for the documentation and clear policy language. Now I want to address the emotion and community reaction. When a claim like no waiting, no limits appears, people in dinar communities will feel a huge wave of hope. That's natural. Many have waited years for any sign of liquidity or revaluation. But with hope can come pressure. Pressure to sell, pressure to transfer, pressure to make quick decisions based on fear of missing out. In your video, speak to that human side. Acknowledge the feelings, validate them, and then emphasize the value of calm. Tell viewers it's okay to be excited, but it's not okay to be reckless. Emotional decision-making in finance often leads to mistakes. Encourage people to take a breath, consult with trusted advisors, and use the verification checklist we mentioned. Remind your audience that their long-term financial well-being matters more than a single viral moment. If the claim is true, there will be a clear, verifiable path to exchange. And if the claim is false, acting on it could lead to scams or lost money. Let's get practical. Here's what to do right now if you hold Iraqi dinar and you see the Chase Bank IQD exchange claim. Step 1. Don't transfer funds or mail currency based solely on a social post. Step 2. Check the official Chase website and call a verified number. Step 3. If you find an official confirmation, ask specifically about fees, documentation, branch locations, and daily limits in writing. Step 4. If the bank requires an in-person visit, bring identification and documentation, and consider bringing a financial advisor or a trusted family member. Step 5. Avoid any third-party buyers or brokers who approach you with promises of premium rates or guaranteed revaluations. Those are common scams. Step 6. Keep records of all communications. This video segment should include a downloadable checklist or a pinned comment in the video description so viewers can easily follow these steps after watching. Now, let's cover the scams and how they typically work for people who hold exotic or hard-to-trade currencies. Scams often start with a claim of imminent revaluation or big bank activation, then introduce trusted intermediaries who will buy your currency at a premium or arrange a fast exchange. They may pressure you to pay fees up front, to ship currency internationally, or to sign agreements that look official but are not. The scammers also use social proof, fake screenshots, paid testimonials, or made-up insider sources to make their pitch credible. In the video, you must make this explicit and give concrete examples. Say, don't wire money to strangers, don't send physical currency through untraceable couriers, don't pay processing fees to unlock an exchange. Explain that real banks do not ask customers to pay an intermediary before an exchange. They will conduct transactions through formal banking channels with receipts and verifiable records. Next, let's discuss how exchange rates and liquidity actually work for hard-to-trade currencies like the Iraqi dinar. Unlike major global currencies that trade freely on FX markets, some currencies have limited liquidity and are often subject to central bank controls, regulations, and political conditions. That means rates aren't simply set by open market trading. The official rate can be managed and the black market rate can differ wildly. If a major bank were to offer IQD conversions, they would publish an exchange rate that reflects the cost and risk they bear when sourcing the dollars or other convertible currency. In your script, help viewers understand that seeing a promised high rate in a rumor is not proof of a real market rate. Explain that banks must protect themselves and their customers and will set rates that reflect real market conditions, which may be far lower than rumor-driven expectations. Now let's walk through a realistic timeline of what might happen if a major bank actually decided to open IQD exchange services to retail customers. First would be internal preparation, updates to compliance, training, and forex plumbing, which takes time. Next would come a formal press release and guidance for customers, followed by a staged rollout to select branches or corporate desks. Finally, there would be a public launch with clear documentation. That entire process could take weeks or months, not minutes or days. Viral posts that claim instant activation without the usual stages of verification are suspicious. In the video, use this timeline to temper viewers' expectations. If an activation is true, you'll be able to trace it through official channels and find public evidence of the rollout stages. Financially speaking, let's talk about risk management and strategy for holders who are tempted to act fast. A good strategy includes diversification. Don't put all your financial hopes on a single event. Create a plan that defines acceptable outcomes and thresholds. What price or rate would make you sell? How much of your holdings would you convert now versus later? Consider taxes, fees, and currency conversion costs before deciding. If you have a significant holding, consult a certified financial planner or tax professional familiar with cross-border currency transactions. In the video, give examples of balanced strategies, partial conversion, holding a defined emergency fund in a widely accepted currency, and keeping careful documentation to protect against fraud. Community and social dynamics also matter. In many dinar communities, there's a history of hopeful narratives and revaluation speculation. When a new claim surfaces, community leaders, moderators, and influencers play a role in shaping response. In your video, encourage responsible behavior among community members, verify before sharing, label rumors clearly, and call out posts that demand urgent action without proof. Offer to be a source of calm reporting in the community and suggest a standard verification flow for moderators so the community becomes a source of restraint rather than amplification of potential scams. Let's be blunt about legal and regulatory considerations. Large banks operate under strict regulatory frameworks, especially when dealing with currencies tied to countries that have experienced instability. Compliance offices and regulators scrutinize transactions to prevent money laundering and other illicit activity. If you encounter anyone urging you to circumvent normal banking procedures, using unofficial channels or paying third parties, that's a legal and fraud red flag. This portion of the script should educate viewers on their rights. You can demand written terms, receipts, and official confirmation from the bank. If something smells wrong, report it to consumer protection agencies and your local authorities. For viewers who still want to pursue an exchange if it becomes available, explain the paperwork and timelines they should expect. Banks usually require government-issued ID, proof of address, and potentially additional documentation for large transactions. There might be timeframes for settlement. Sometimes a transaction appears immediate but funds settle over days. Make sure viewers understand that no limits claims, even if they appear in marketing, often come with conditional language in the fine print. Read the fine print and, if needed, ask a bank representative to explain it on record. Let's address this psychological side again: how to resist the rush to sell and how to avoid buyer's remorse or panic selling. Emphasize the value of a written plan. A written plan reduces the influence of short-term emotions. Encourage viewers to write down their financial goals, short-term liquidity needs, and worst-case scenarios before taking action. Suggest a 48-hour verification period. Even if news looks promising, give yourself 2 days to confirm with official sources and to check for follow-up statements or corrections. That small waiting window often avoids many impulsive mistakes. For viewers wondering what to do with their online research and how to filter reliable sources, provide a short digital literacy crash course. Reliable sources include bank press releases, mainstream financial outlets with reputations for accuracy, and official regulatory announcements. Unreliable sources include anonymous posts, screenshots without provenance, and accounts that push a single narrative without evidence. Teach viewers how to check a source's domain, how to compare multiple outlet reports, and how to find the original, often a bank press release or official statement, behind a viral claim. Next, provide a community action plan. Ask viewers to share the video with family members who might be vulnerable to hype. Encourage them to paste the verification checklist in community chats and pin it. If they see a tempting offer for immediate exchange from an unknown buyer or broker, ask them to post it to the group first and ask the community to vet it before any action is taken. Collective vigilance reduces individual risk and helps protect the whole community. Now let's cover negotiation and rate expectations. If a bank or legitimate exchanger does offer IQD exchanges, how should you approach rate negotiation? First, don't expect unrealistic rates. Second, get multiple quotes if possible. Third, remember that large transactions may get different pricing than small ones, but banks have strict pricing policies and are unlikely to offer retail customers a secret premium. Encourage viewers to request a written quote and to compare it against published interbank or market indicators where available. For the technical audience, briefly explain why central bank policy and geopolitical conditions matter. The Iraqi dinar's value is influenced by oil revenues, Iraq's central bank policies, international banking relationships, and regional stability. Any meaningful change in how the dinar trades is likely linked to macroeconomic shifts, official policy decisions, or coordinated international arrangements. Viral claims that the bank opened exchange without these broader conditions being met merit skepticism. Let's also talk about documentation and record keeping. If you do exchange, get a detailed receipt, note the person you dealt with, name an employee ID if possible, and keep screenshots and emails. If your exchange is delayed or there's a dispute, those records will be your evidence for any complaints or legal action. Make a folder, digital and physical, for all transaction documents. Before we wrap up the main content, repeat the simple safety steps: verify, don't rush, get official confirmation, avoid intermediaries, consult professionals for big sums, keep records, and report suspicious offers. These are the non-negotiables that protect people from hype-driven mistakes. Reinforce that repetition in the video so viewers leave with the checklist memorized. Now deliver the truth revealed segment clearly and calmly. After checking official bank statements, consumer protection advisories, and reputable financial commentary, it appears that the claim of a major bank suddenly offering unrestricted IQD exchange to the general public is not supported by clear official confirmation. In this section, you must be firm but respectful. The online ecosystem is filled with both hopeful people and opportunists. It's essential to separate confirmed service rollouts from rumor. Encourage viewers to keep tracking the situation, to set news alerts from reputable outlets, and to come back to your channel for updates once official confirmation appears. Finally, offer a short call to action and resources. Invite viewers to like, subscribe, and click the pinned checklist in the description. Offer to compile verified updates in a follow-up video and invite them to ask specific questions in the comments. Remind them you'll be posting the verification checklist, a sample script for contacting banks, and a printable documentation checklist in the video description. Close with an emotional, reassuring note. You understand why excitement runs high, you've watched the same hopes, and you care about the community. But the best way to honor that hope is with careful verification, calm strategy, and shared vigilance. Encourage viewers to protect each other, share verified information only, and to reach out if they need help vetting an offer. End with a final, friendly sign-off. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay calm, and I'll keep digging so you don't have to guess. If anything changes, we'll cover it with proof, not hype. See you in the next update. Then show links to the checklist and contact resources in the description.